Welcome to CEC Gurukul Lectures. In the ongoing series on outcome-based education, today we will be talking on basics of quality assurance for teachers and teaching in universities. Quality assurance is so omnipresent and its vocabulary so pervasive nowadays in the higher education policy and the discourse that one forgets how relatively recent the enthronement of the term quality actually is all about. Hence, before embarking on the attempt to trace the key paths and the challenges which the quality assurance will be facing in the years to come, it may be helpful to put the concern with assuring the quality in higher education into the context. Now, let me first tell you what quality assurance is all about. Since quality improvement has been one of the most important features of the higher education institutes, it is of equal importance to understand the role of benchmarking as means to continually improving and staying competitive. So that means the quality assurance is all about upgrading yourself, reaching towards the head of the institution towards the benchmarking, increasing the quality standards and continuously improving the standards and definitely staying competitive. So universities around the world, they embrace the concept of benchmarking and develop the transformational methods and the practices to improve their organizations. So the more practice you do to achieve the quality standards, that means we are moving ahead on the step of benchmarking and achieving the excellence. The profound changes in the higher education context emphasize the necessity of a quality culture realized in the terms of continuous quality improvement philosophy, and in this the teacher plays a pivotal role in uplifting the quality standards. So let us see what the quality standards is all about. Quality refers to the ascending degree of excellence, assurance, the different concepts of the quality assurance in education and the setting of the standards. Now basically we will come on to the quality education goals. What it includes? It includes academic excellence, improve the academic standards, applied learning, lifelong academic skills, and the purpose of the quality education is to determine the educational needs of the students and to improve the quality of education and making the education accessible to everyone. So that means what? It is enveloping the very purpose of the quality education by spreading the accessibility, that is the overall quality standards are available for everyone, to determine the educational needs of the students, that what do they need, to what extent their needs are matching with the industry, to improve the quality of the education and to make it accessible to everyone. Now, to create a system of the quality education in school, we need adequate resources and budget, educational practices based on research and discussions, and the quality education is based on the learner's characteristics, the inputs, the outputs and the context. All the three parameters are most important to achieve the quality assurance and the quality education. That is, what are the characteristics of the learners, what extent of training do they need, what is the input, what is the output and what is the context. The input, output and the context is different in the different areas. So let me give you some examples of the quality indicators. The instructional leadership, the teacher quality, the parent and community involvement, effective instructional programs, orderly learning environment. So let me tell you all the aspects one by one. Let me start with the quality learner. Quality learner is all about good health, nutrition, early childhood, psychological development experiences, regular attendance for learning and the family support for learning. Now, the dimensions of the quality education is all about the quality learners, quality learner environment, quality content, quality process and the quality outcomes. These are the most important parameters and we call it as dimensions of quality education. That is, what are the qualities of the learners who are into this framework? What are the basic learning environment around which they are surrounded with? The content that is to be delivered to the learners, the process to be followed and the outcomes of the quality education. Now coming on to the second aspect, that is the quality learning environment. What does it mean? The physical elements, that is the quality of the school facilities, the interaction between the school infrastructure and the other quality dimensions, the size of the class, the psychological elements, the peaceful, safe environment, the teacher behavior that affect the safety of the environment, the effective school discipline policies and the non-violence. So, these are the aspects which we cover under the quality learning environment and it is most important to achieve the quality education. Now, moving on to the third aspect, that is the quality content. Student centric, non-discriminatory, standard based curriculum standards, uniqueness of local and the national content, the literacy, the life skills, the challenges in reaching the large number of the children with the quality content, and of course, moving on to the fourth parameter, that is the quality process. Now, what does the quality process means? The educational quality centered on the system inputs, that is the infrastructure, pupil teacher ratio, the curriculum content and the teacher training. All these processes, if followed, will reach towards benchmarking and will lead towards the excellence in the education. Now, moving on to the fifth parameter, that is the quality outcomes. The quality learner outcomes are mentioned and are expected effects of the educational system. These are the results after providing the quality inputs, the outcome related to the community, the participation, the learner confidence, the lifelong learning, health outcomes and the life skills and the outcomes. So, the achievement in the literacy and the numeracy using the formative assessment to improve the achievement outcomes. Now, the quality education focuses on what? We have done substantial series on the outcome based education. So, it is now very evident and very clear that the quality education focuses on what is the input, what are the processes adopted and framed and what are the outcomes which are leading to the quality education. Now, there are various approaches to the quality education. Let us do it one by one. The first is a humanist approach. Now, according to the humanist approach, every human is unique and have equal rights based on the meaning making by acquiring knowledge. All human need the quality education and there must be no discrimination between the rich and the poor or male and the female, education for all. So, this is the humanistic approach when you talk about the quality education, that the education should be available to everyone, one, and there should not be any kind of a discrimination as far as the gender discrimination is concerned or as far as the income discrimination is concerned. It should be accessible to all, available to all, and because every human has has got a right for the equal opportunity to be educated. So, under the humanistic approach, we try and have all humans need the quality education and there must not be any kind of a discrimination between the rich and the poor, that is on the basis of the income, on the basis of male and the female, that is on the basis of the gender, and the education should be available to all. Now, coming on to the second approach, that is the behaviorist approach of education. Now, what does it mean? The behaviorist approach based on the change behavior via specific stimuli, that is the learners are not intrinsically motivated or able to construct the meaning for themselves. The human behavior can be predicted and controlled through reward and through punishment. Now moving on to the third education approach, that is the critical approach. What does it mean? The critical approach is about education which lends to reproduce the structures and inequalities of the society. According to the critical theorist, education that promotes the social change, a curriculum and the teaching methods that encourage the critical analysis of the social power, relations of the ways in which the formal knowledge is produced and transmitted. Now, we have discussed as of now three various approaches of the education system. Now we will be talking on adult education approaches. What does it mean? In the adult education tradition, experience and the critical reflection in the learning is an important aspect of the quality. Now moving on to the next approach, that is the indigenous approach. What does it mean? The learners have the rich sources of the prior knowledge accumulated through a variety of experiences. The learners should play a role in defining their own curriculum. Learning should move beyond the boundaries and learn through a non-formal education also. This is an indigenous approach that means and which believes that education has no bounds and limits, and it should be defined by the learners that what they want to learn, and there should not be any kind of a boundaries and the learning parameters and the learning say lines through which we cannot move out. No, we have to have a boundary free aspects. As far as the indigenous approach is concerned, there should not be any boundaries for the learners. They should define their own ways, their own curriculum, what they want to learn, etc. And they can also learn through the non-formal education system. So these were the various approaches which we have done as of now as far as the quality education is concerned, and it is very important for us to understand these approaches because we have to actually completely in a right way implement the outcome based education, which is the need of today and which we cannot avoid. So let me just give you a quick recap of what we have done till now. We've started with the quality assurance. Quality assurance is all about that universities around the world embrace the concept of benchmarking and develop the transformational methods and practices to improve their organizations, and we believe in the continuous quality improvement, that is the CQI philosophy, that the teachers have to play a pivotal role in uplifting the quality standards. Then we started with the quality education goals, that is the academic excellence, improving the academic standards, applied learning and the lifelong learning skills. And the purpose of the quality education is to determine the educational needs of the students, to improve the quality standards and to make it accessible to everyone. So for this, we need to create a quality education in the schools. For this, we need the adequate resources and the budget, educational practices, research and discussions. And for achieving the quality education, we need to have the input, output and the context, which is different from education to education. There are some examples of the quality indicators which we have discussed, like instructional leadership, quality, teacher quality, the parent and communicator involvement, the orderly learning environment, etc. So we have started with the various parameters, that is the quality learners, that is the good health, nutrition, early childhood, psychological development, experiences, family support, etc. And there are some dimensions of the quality educations like what is the environment around them, what is the content they are studying, the process, the outcomes, etc. Then we started with the quality learning environment, that is what are the physical elements which are very important for upgrading the quality standards. We talked about the quality content, that is the life skills, the literacy, the unique local national content to be taught to the students, etc. Then we talked about the quality processes are also very important to be in place to upgrade the benchmarking standards and achieve the excellence. That is the system input, system output, infrastructure, pupil teacher ratio, curriculum content, teacher training, etc. Then we have talked about the quality outcomes which are very important for us to achieve. So achieving in literacy, numeracy, using the formative assessment to improve the quality outcomes is very, very important. So the quality education focuses on the input, process, outcomes and leading to quality education. We started with the various approaches of the quality education, in which we first did the humanistic approach, that is, the quality should be available to everyone irrespective of caste, creed, gender, and availability to all. Then we started with the behavioral approaches. The behavioral approaches based on the change behavior via specific stimuli. The learners are not intrinsically motivated or able to construct the meaning for themselves. So human behavior can be predicted and controlled through the reward and the punishment. Then we started with the critical approach. The critical approach is about the education tends to reproduce the structures and the inequalities of the society. Then we did the education relating to adult approaches. So in the adult education tradition, experience and the critical reflection in the learning is an important aspect of the quality. Then last but not the least, we did the indigenous approaches, wherein the learners have a right to define what they learn without any boundaries, etc. Now let me start with the concept of the word quality. Now according to the British Higher Education Council, quality is the central mystery of the British higher education, a mystery in all the variants of the meaning and the nuances of the world is capable. The quality is not the perfection, it is improving your previous best and showing that you are leading edge in the most aspects. That is by the former head executive director. The concept of the quality includes a set of standards. The quality is a degree of the excellence or the relative goodness, and so the quality is not the excellence. But it refers to an ascending degree of excellence. That is, we are on the path of the excellence. We are climbing the overall stairs of the excellence, perhaps low quality, moderate quality, and the high quality. Even among the items or the objects with high quality, one can have a higher education and another one may possess the highest quality. The quality assurance. The quality assurance in education is demonstrated by a system of principles and the practices arranged locally to achieve certain predetermined quality goals, objectives meant to give the confidence to the students, parents, and the public. Now moving on to, after understanding of the quality assurance, let us see the same concept of quality assurance in education. What does it mean? This section which we are discussing now with the quality assurance in education, after studying what the learning is in the previous parts we have already looked upon, we will now look into detail what elements of the system are required to ensure the effective learning. In other words, what are the main activities for the quality assurance system in education? Now, this is a very interesting concept, and we look at the two words when you talk about the quality assurance in education. The first is the academic quality and the second is the academic quality assurance. So, let us do this one by one. Academic quality is the learning outcomes of the course, of the programs. We can also call the academic standards. And when we meet the academic standards or the required academic outcomes, we say that we have achieved the academic quality. So, the only parameter here we have to look upon is that when you fix the outcomes, the student learning outcomes, whether you are able to achieve that or not. If yes, we will say very clearly that yes, we are able to achieve the quality standards or the academic quality, which is very evident from the definition. Now coming on to the second line, that is the quality assurance. The quality assurance is a systematic process of the development, review, evaluation and the control of educational outcomes and the program and the process, and the entire system governing the academic quality to ensure that the acceptable standards of education outcomes and evolve are being maintained or not. In other words, academic quality is the degree of excellence of achieving the academic outcomes of the standard, while quality assurance is a set of process in a system which try to achieve the required level of academic quality. Now, we have seen in the yesteryears that so many schemes have been initiated by the Government of India and University Grant Commission, the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Education Ministry, so on and so forth, at the local level also by the schools, colleges and the universities, that yes, this is the need of today, that we have to upgrade the standard of education everywhere, because if we are able to achieve the educational standards, the quality assurance, day is not far that we become a Vishwa Guru in terms of education. So, we will now discuss the issues and the hurdles in excess of the quality education. When we are looking in this regard, that what are the possible problems, possible issues and the possible hurdles, what can you see are the basic problems relating to it? Like the lack of resources, accountability, then there are some ghost schools, less budget, untrained teachers, poverty, child labor, extremely low level of public investment. These are primarily the main problems owing to which we are not able to achieve the quality standards and the benchmarking and the academic excellence. So, we will discuss these problems one by one. The first is the lack of resources. As a matter of fact, we are a developing country and there is a earmarked resources which we try and spend on the education and uplifting the standards of the education. So, the resources which are required, they are not substantial, one, owing to which the problems cannot be solved. So, there has to be a relooking on the resources to be earmarked for the education system to upgrade the level of the infrastructure and to achieve the academic excellence. The second is a lack of accountability. The people are less accountable in the education system, because of which the problems are magnified. There are some ghost schools is a big problem. The less budget, as I have already addressed, is a biggest problem, because everything demands money. Even buying of a small TV, which is very mandatory for telecast, is also not possible if we do not have the budget with us. Then the amount of training which is required for the teachers to upgrade themselves are not there. The poverty has spread its wings everywhere. So, owing to which the people cannot afford the higher education. Although there are some schemes under which they can, but yes, the schemes and the implementation part is under a question mark. There is a problem of the child labor, owing to which there are big dropouts, the students are not able to study, and there is definitely extreme low level of the public investment, which should have been very, very high. Otherwise, the picture is very gloomy and we will not be able to achieve what we are trying to achieve. So, these were the issues and the hurdles in the excess of the quality education in India.